Hey good looking, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I will be featuring for you the Northern Lights palette by Simply Posh Cosmetics. So if you're interested in some up close, low light, beautiful mood setting swatches and my thoughts and opinions on this here palette, stay tuned. Hi, I'm Kendra Morgan Official, and I like to put out weekly content centered around single eyeshadows, makeup brushes that aren't Morphe, and some sunscreen. So if you like that kind of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. But today we are on a little bit of a tangential video, and I have for you guys the Northern Lights palette. I decided to pick this one up out of all of them. There's the Sugar Drizzle, there's the It's Belle, there's S Cosmetics, which I really wanted that one, but it sold out. There's a lot, and they're all an all duochrome palette. So here's what I see in this palette. It's a companion palette, and it makes for a great, let me say it again, a great palette for a little bit of depotting. Okay, so I need to go into some swatches before we get into the depotting video. Let's go ahead and get started on some mood lighting swatches, just some nice ambiance going on here. I really think you're gonna like this. The Northern Lights palette is very beautiful in packaging. I can't complain at all. That comes with 12 duochrome shadows. You'll see here all in this palette. They're so beautiful. So the first row is Aurora, Electric, Magnetic, and Magical. And I had already done some previous swatches, didn't get them wiped off correctly, so you'll see here. Okay, now we got them all wiped off for you guys. So we'll get some swatches on this. That's Aurora, that was Electric right there, Magnetic is going on now, and Magical. Very beautiful. These all have a blue shift over the top of them in the duochrome. You can see I'm going to swing back here and I'm going to try to get you guys some low light here to really show off these duochromes, but it'll be on the second row that I show you that in lower light. I'll just dim my light for you. Oh, there you go. Surreal, Polar, Dazzling, and then Vivid is kind of that purple with like a royal blue duochrome shift on top. But Surreal is almost like a putty shadow. Polar is a blue with an icy teal over the top. Then you've got Dazzling, which is probably my favorite. It's like that, it's one of the Divina shadows I see from their Galaxy Dust shifters with that red base. It's probably one of my favorite with the blue shift on top. And then I did go ahead and build up a little bit more on those last two. I think I just didn't get enough pressure. The last and final row is Phenomenal. You can see right there, that's a gray, or excuse me, a green with a beautiful gold, antique gold green shift. And then I've got Glow. It looks to be another putty duochrome, so kind of that Adept formula, Bright, and then lastly is Breathtaking. So we've got some really beautiful shadows right there. You can see on the swatches when I drag down and press, you can see the duochrome really well. I think there is no issues on seeing the duochromes in real life either. I mean, you will not have any problems. I've been wearing this palette for about a week now. Have had absolutely no issues with the shifts on it, and I get lots of compliments on my makeup. So there you have it. That is the Northern Lights palette by Simply Posh. 12 beautiful duochromes, highly pigmented, extreme high luster, and several different formulas within the mix. If you're finding value in this content, make sure you subscribe down below. Let's get into a palette such as this. I did contact Simply Posh Cosmetics and ask them, like, can you just send me the singles and the empty palette by itself, and then I can just do what I need to do, because I'm kind of like that. They had already let me know that they had packaged up my product. They were ready to send it on Monday. So extremely good, great, awesome customer service. There's no waiting around for this. It is currently on pre-order though, I will let you know. So the first thing that you want to make sure you do when you want to depot a shadow is take your magnet and place it on the side of the shadow. If on the side of the shadow your magnet is drawn in, you can feel that magnetic force cling to the metal, you know that the pans are magnetic. So it's a good to go on depotting and being able to just immediately drop them into your favorite magnetic palette or like I showed you guys in my Pat McGrath depotting and making it a magnetic palette, you can go ahead and put magnetic pieces on the bottom, and then you've got placeholders for your palette, but you can also go ahead and remove them as singles. And that's the whole point. This is a companion palette. Duochromes, and the reason I love duochrome so much is that they are a vibrant shadow that shows a shiny, shifty shift, and it's usually an opposing color more than often than not. So for example, the shadow Bright here is just, you can see that when the undertone of it, or the base shadow, is kind of a red, and then over top is that like greenish blue teal. So I can theoretically just swipe this over the lid just like that and then blend out the shadow. I mean, I am getting a little bit of fallout, just to let you know, folks. I am getting a little bit of fallout, but that's to be expected on a shadow like this. But I can essentially do that and then just kind of blend on the outer edge here and blend out that undertone, and it looks like I've put 2 or 3 shadows on, plus a shimmer, maybe some glitter glue, whatever and what have you. It's just a really easy way to spice up and zazz up your summer looks with only one shadow, and that's why I truly love a duochrome, and that's why I was truly drawn into this palette. Now let me go ahead and just fix up. That was Bright on the eyelid. Let's go ahead and add Dazzling on the other side. These aren't really meant to be used like in a palette altogether, because you need that bend in the eye to show the shift, and if you are using like 3 or 4 shades, it's really hard to see that. Plus it'll look like you just didn't blend correctly. Oh, laundry's done. So here is Dazzling right here. Sorry, I'm blinding you. It is not the putty formula, but it is kind of a peachy lavender, no, a pinky lavender, and it has a blue shift to it. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Am I even in focus? That seems to be an issue as well. Then I'm just going to apply it to the lid and just swipe. Now you can see that there's that redness right on the inner corner, kind of up and around, and then on the outside. This is over the duochrome Glass Bowl, but Glass Bowl is a very subtle duochrome, so I didn't have any issues placing this over the top of it. But you can see right there, very beautiful shades. Electric is a little bit more of like a translucent duochrome that goes over the top. Could be a potential like topper shade, but I have worn it by itself and it looks really, really, really pretty as well. Surreal right here is a putty shade, so it's kind of like the Adept shadows that they launched in the Plain Jane palette. I feel like it kind of looks like that, and again it has a, this one looks like a green shift over the top of kind of an icy pink. Oh, that shade just fell out of my palette. So let's go ahead, haven't done it yet, but let's go ahead and check out how you can depot this without any issues. So check it out. Okay, so I've got the Northern Lights palette here, and then I've got this little thingy right, this little Conair hair straighteners. Yeah, there we go, hair straighteners. It has an on and off switch. It doesn't have a, this sucker's hot. And then what I did is I've just kind of put this on here for, you know, like about 30 seconds, and you can probably see my filming setup, but you know, help yourself. Get a little look-see. Let me just put it on there like, I don't know how else I'm gonna do this. There we go. Sorry. And then, oh yeah, see, these are just turning. These turned really, really easily beforehand as well. Okay, let me go ahead and set this aside. And then just see if I can gently glide this in there. Oh wow. Oh, and it just pops right out. Oh yeah. And then, let's see. I even want it to, it's not hot enough. Is it? Yeah, it's still like touchable. Let me go ahead and grab this shadow because it's already popping out. Oh yeah, it's did marvelous. Okay, this shadow right here is not magnetic. That's weird. Meanwhile, this one is. That's interesting. So polar is, but this one's not. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I've got some of those things somewhere. Okay, so let's continue on. Oh, I just burnt myself. I don't really ever mess with these things that much, so. I'm gonna put it on for like, I don't know, like 30 seconds or something. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna set it aside. Let me see. Oh man, and it's kind of making the shadow like creamy. Oh, just dove right into that one. Okay, I am gonna have to just ever so slightly. I really don't want to. There we go. I'm just sliding around. I don't know how. Okay, let me get it good and hot. Oh, I guess I could try and use the magnet to just pull it out off of the glue. And this 15-pound pull may just be stronger than the glue once it's warmed up. So I'm not keeping the heat on for very long, and I'm also not keeping the heat in one place. I'm moving it around. See that? Oh, this doesn't, it's not magnetized. This one is. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, it just came right out. Ooh. Is pan hot? Okay, so when they're like that, that's a really good indicator that they are not magnetized. That's crazy. Okay, so what about this one? Does this one work? No, it's not magnetized. Why is this one magnetized? Is any of them? Any of them? Oh, that one is. That one's magnetized. That's so weird. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and make the executive decision that these are just gonna go back in their little slots, and I'm not going to depot the rest of this. I guess I can continue on with this one and just put the magnet on the bottom so that this one stays in. I can show you how that's done for a palette that would normally be completely 100% magnetized, but yeah, unfortunately that's not gonna work. I can show you guys, come on kids. If you can't get along, get away. There we go. I have a piece of magnet right here. So there is one shade that's actually magnetic. I don't know why they use some pans magnetic, some pans not. I'm assuming maybe the vendor that they got them from or something like that, that some of them are magnetic, some of them aren't. But this is the shade Polar right here. Super pretty. It's a little bit more translucent, but it is still really gorgeous. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. Come on, Kendra. I'm going to put a piece of magnet in the very bottom of this tray, this well, I should say. And then I can make it so that the pan can be pulled out, but it does stay, the pan stays in there when you place it back in. I don't really have any use to take the pan back out. Then I'm gonna take this and just stuff it in there. Oh, I think I got it just, oh, there we go. And then I just flatten it all out. You can see that I'm just using this other side of this. It was a tool from Hobby Lobby. Okay, now I just pop the pan back in, and you can see that it comes right back out. Nope, this is a different one. That's this pan right here. So, I'm just gonna use some of this rubber cement, glue it back in, because I don't really want to take and put a metal piece on this side and then put a magnetic strip on this side, just for the simple fact that it might lift my shadow just far enough outside that it's not flush with this edge right here, and it could potentially cause some problems. So, better luck next time, right? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this shadow in there, pressed in, and now I will see you over in the studio to wrap things up. All right, folks, looks like that's going to wrap things up. And while there was a couple of pans in here that were magnetic, not all of them were magnetic, and I didn't really feel the need to try and put a piece of stainless steel on one of the sides and then slip a sheet of magnet in the bottom just to make these all fully removable. It just isn't really something that I want to do and risk the chance of this palette not having shadows that are flush in the wells anymore. So sometimes things don't always work out the way we want them to in the makeup lab, but homework, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below. The price point of this palette is phenomenal. You're getting 12 shadows for less than $30. I paid $36. I live here in the Midwest, just to let you know. I live here in the Midwest. I paid like $4 to $5 shipping, and I got the palette for under $40. It was $36 total with shipping. So excellent price, great product. I love the packaging on this. It's kind of on my bucket list to go to Ireland and check out the Northern Lights sometime. So hubby, if you're watching this, book a trip to Ireland for me. Really, I love duochrome eyeshadows. Can't get enough of them, and this is a great way. And honestly, I could probably just, and I have, take these shadows and just literally, boom, put them all over the lid. Like Polar is that royal blue with like a green shift over the top of it. Again, very, very beautiful. But yeah, you're not really gonna see the shift too much there. There you go. So pigmented, so beautiful. I love the names. Everything about it is really great. So check it out if you haven't already. I know they're on pre-order right now. So excellent customer service and great quality product. So with that said, class dismissed. If you haven't already, do your homework. Make sure you subscribe down below. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.